Scallion fried rice with just 2 ingredients. Very simple. The key to a good fried rice is that you have to use leftover rice. So, straight from the fridge today, leftover brown rice from yesterday. If I had enough space for a tray, I would put this on a tray. Because you want the fridge to dry out as much moisture from the rice as possible. Despite the wonderful efforts from high-end Chinese restaurants around the world, fried rice is not a high-end dish. It is leftover food. It is what housewives invented to get rid of leftover vegetables and leftover rice. I mean, if you're very lucky, you might get an egg. If you're desperate for fried rice and don't have time to leave it in the fridge overnight, I would use a fan. Lay the rice on a tray, switch on the fan, leave it for at least 30 minutes. Then you will have a dry enough surface moisture to proceed. Now you can do this with a variety of ingredients, but for simplicity's sake, today we're using just scallion and soy sauce. So, while we heat up the pan, we're going to prep some scallion. So you're going to use the scallion whites as the aroma to flavor the rice. And you're going to garnish the rice with the green part of the scallion. If you don't have scallion, you can use onions, shallots, anything. Anything you have in the fridge. You can chop them quite coarse, as long as they are similar size to the grains of the rice. You don't want them to stand out too much, of course. And now, for the green parts, this is for garnish at the very, very last minute. I think that's good enough. This is the middle child. We'll deal with it when we have time. We have the middle child, green and white. Smoking hot pan, high smoke point oil. In this case, we have vegetable oil. In. Shimmering. You have the scallion white. To give it just enough time to evaporate a bit of the water content so that the sweetness of the scallion and the aromas of the scallion shines through. Now, rice goes in. You want to press to flatten it and breaking it apart at the same time. Whenever you see a lump, you just press. Basically, you want to rotate them enough for them to become individual grains. If I could do this again, I would add a bit less rice or have a bigger pan. You don't want to crowd the pan too much, basically. But again, it's a peasant dish. We don't care. You can see the water evaporating from the rice with the steam. And you want to get to a point where there's little evaporation and they become individual grains. Okay, as you can see, they're drying up, there's less evaporation, so we're practically 80% there. At this point, you want to toss maybe a tiny bit. And then we lower the heat and add a bit of soy sauce. That's our seasoning, because we've not salted this thing. The reason why we lower the heat is because soy sauce actually burns quite quickly. So once you add the soy sauce, you have to move quite fast so that they don't burn the bottom of the pan. The beauty of seasoning with soy sauce is because of the color. You can see how much it has spread. And you just keep folding it. I think we're looking good. All right, at this point, stove off, scallion green in. One final round of mixing. You can use chives if you don't have scallion green. Use onion if you don't have scallion white. Add some carrots if you like red. Add some frozen peas at the very end for some green colors. And now we can plate. best way to prepare for this dish is whenever you're cooking rice, just double the amount of rice and leave the second half in the fridge. So you always have the option to make fried rice the next day. The middle child is not forgotten. And there you have it. Scallion fried rice with just 2 ingredients in less than 5 minutes. A wonderful weekday meal. I really hope you enjoy.